Shout out to the lovely and talented Devin for sending me this video from r/SipsT Reddit page uploaded by user 6rabbit a couple of days ago. I'm going to come right out and say that this is probably one of the saddest videos I have ever seen in terms of men getting straight up dog-walked on the dating market here in 2023. I knew things were bad. We all know how much of a poop show relationships are here in America, and because of my time in this space, there's really not too much that can surprise me anymore. But every once in a while, I read an article or I see a video that just absolutely floors me, and this was one such video. I'm going to let it play through one time, then I'm going to go back and add my thoughts.
There's this problem nowadays where if you don't have any experience, you can't get a job. And if you don't have a job, you can't get any experience.
Makes sense.
So I went on a first date with this girl, and we were getting along, and then she asked me, hey, what's your past relationship experience like?
Uh-oh.
I was being very honest, and I told her, I've never had a girlfriend before in my life.
Oh my God.
And then she laughs a little, and then she tells me, like, hey, you know, even my 11-year-old cousin has had 2 girlfriends already at this point.
Oh my God.
Anyways,
Wow.
when we get home, I message
Jesus.
her, hey, I had a good time. I'd love to see you again. And she never responds.
Oh, ghosted him.
And then I take a quick look at her Hinge profile, and I see that she's updated one of her prompts. My most irrational fear is being someone's first girlfriend.
Wow. Wow.
What are people like me supposed to do? Were there
Jesus
relationship
Christ.
internships I was supposed to apply for or something?
Okay, so a few things jump out to me immediately. Number one, and I know that this is going to make some of you uncomfortable, but he's Asian. And regardless of how any of us feel, most of us are well aware that Asian men are either at or near the bottom of the sexual totem pole in terms of female preference here in the West. Call it racist, call it unfair, call it mean, call it what you want, but facts are facts. And the fact of the matter is that most women in the West are just not attracted to Asian men. So he's already at a disadvantage there. The second thing that jumps out to me is that he has a bit of a lisp. Not his fault, but it is unattractive to women. Now, the next thing that jumped out to me is the way he talks. He sounds like the typical emasculated dude from the Bay Area. The vocal fry, the lack of cadence, the lack of intonation in his voice. I mean, he just sounds boring, which is the worst thing you can be as far as a woman is concerned. Now, the dude actually has a nice deep voice, but he's not using this to his advantage like he should be. So let's go back through this so I can add my commentary here in real time.
There's this problem nowadays where if you don't have any experience, you can't get a job. And if you don't have a job, you can't get any experience. So I went on a first date with this girl, and we were getting along, and then she asked me, hey, what's your past relationship experience like? I was being very honest, and I told her, I've never had a girlfriend before in my life.
This was his first mistake right here. As soon as those words escaped his lips, I've never had a girlfriend before in my life, her lady parts dried up like the Mojave Desert. Him admitting to her that he has never had a girlfriend before tells her a few things. Number one, he's just not attractive enough to have a girlfriend. And number two, and more importantly, that he might be a virgin. And as we all know, the law of pre-selection states that women don't want men that other women don't want. This man just admitted to a woman that other women don't want him. And this, gentlemen, is why men lie to women. Because when we're honest, we are punished for it, just like this guy was. He bought into the lie that honesty is the best policy when it comes to dating. But let's back it up here because I want to point out something very important here that some people may have missed. The reason she asked him about his dating past is because he showed a level of ineptitude when it comes to dealing with women. Guys, I am 398% certain that as soon as the date started, it was plainly obvious to her that he has little to no experience with women. But she had to verify her instincts, so she asked about his dating past. When a woman deals with a man who clearly understands how to handle women, she is never going to ask, what's your dating past like? The reason why is because she's seen and heard enough to correctly deduce that he does indeed have the requisite experience with women to make him attractive to her. But when a man shows a level of ineptitude that prompts a woman to ask, what's your dating past like? She too has seen and heard enough to correctly deduce that he does not have experience with women. His date already knew that he was inexperienced and just confirmed it by asking him this question. My advice to this guy, or really any other guy in this situation, is that the next time she asks this question, don't tell her you've never had a girlfriend. Don't tell her you're a virgin. OMG, Donovan, that's lying. You should never lie to women. And what exactly would you suggest? Telling her the truth? Yeah, how'd that work out for Rabbit Boy over here? One of the most immutable truths about dating here in 2023 is that being honest with women about your intentions, your dating history, or anything else is a losing proposition if you're not in the top 10%. But even top 10%ers know not to regale their dates with stories of their cheating ex-girlfriends and wives.
So how did your last relationship end anyway?
Well, my last girlfriend cheated on me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she cheated on me for like a year before I ever found out about it, though.
Okay.
I mean, I fought with all my might to keep her, but she ended up with the asshole she cheated with.
Well, her loss. So how did your last relationship end anyway?
I'm not going to get into detail, but let's just say I wasn't exactly the best boyfriend.
What, did you, cheat or something?
Do you want me to lie, or do you want me to tell you the truth?
Never mind.
Guys, never tell her your last girlfriend cheated on you.
It's a turnoff.
So, gentlemen, if you are ever in this situation and your date asks you this question, just say, just like everybody else's. You win some, you lose some. If she pushes a little harder and straight up asks, okay, have you ever had a girlfriend? Just respond with, is that a serious question? Be sarcastic as hell and leave it at that. Now, if this guy answered this way, I'm willing to bet that she probably wasn't going to pull down his pants and give him roadhead on the way to the restaurant. But at least it keeps him in the fight rather than just blowing his chances right off the bat. Gentlemen, stop telling women the truth about your inexperience. They lie about their experience all the time, so why should we be honest with them? This isn't 1923, gentlemen, it's 2023. And women in 2023 punish male honesty, whether you're talking about your lack of experience or you're telling her you just want to hook up, buddy. Another tip I'd give to this guy or anyone else like him is to pick up my free ebook, 14 Questions She'll Ask on the First Date and How to Answer Them. Just go to tsracademy.com, plug in your very best email, and the book is yours.
He tells me hey, even my 11-year-old cousin has had 2 girlfriends already at this point.
Okay, now she's just mocking him. But she's also revealing something I have always maintained, and that is that women have no idea just how difficult it is for average men to get laid. Most women assume that most men sleep around as much as they do, and that's simply not true. Now, the reason they think it's just as easy for us to get laid as it is for them is because they're not thinking about 100% of the adult male population. They're only thinking about the top 10%. One of the most ironclad, immutable, yet sobering truths is that most men are sexually invisible to most women. If you're an average guy, women don't even see you. This is why women think it's easy for guys to get laid, because they're only thinking of the men they're attracted to, which again is roughly 10% of the adult male population. It's the same reason why they think men cheat more than women, because they're only thinking of the men they're attracted to. This is exactly why women sound stupid when talking about dating and relationships. Their sexual data set is a very small percentage of men. So for this woman to say, my 11-year-old nephew's already had 2 girlfriends, speaks to how misguided modern women are in terms of how difficult it is for men to get any action with women. In his date's mind, she's thinking that if her 11-year-old nephew can get girls, then every guy can get girls. So if this guy isn't getting girls, he must be the exception, and that she made a mistake by swiping right on him. Now, if I were this guy, I'd head on over to tsracademy.com and pick up my 25-hour game course on pickup and seduction, How to Master the Game. This course would give him and men like him a huge advantage in today's dating environment. Let's continue.
Anyways, when we get home, I message her, hey, I had a good time. I'd love to see you again. And she never responds. And then I take a quick look at her Hinge profile and I see that she's updated one of her prompts. My most irrational fear is being someone's first girlfriend.
Ay, 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 ay. Back in the day, being a young man's first girlfriend, that was a big deal for women because those relationships led to marriage far more often than not. A young woman's parents were encouraged by the prospect of a sexually responsible young man courting their daughter because there was no worry of baby mama drama, STDs, or a slew of other negative consequences that come with clapping the cheeks of women aplenty. A virginal young man was a good young man back then, and they were handsomely rewarded for their temperance by getting approval from a young woman's parents to take her hand in marriage. Unfortunately for men like Six Rabbit here, he was born a century too late because things could not be more different here today. Young women are becoming sexually active earlier and earlier, which leads them to running up their body counts faster than they can keep track of them. What this has led to is women basing their mate selection exclusively on sexual prowess. It is an open secret that modern women are far more loyal to degenerates who shag as many women as humanly possible, have 4 baby mamas, and no jobs because he's a tatted up hottie who gives her the silent shakes in bed. But then they'll turn right around and dump a great guy because he doesn't like Jason Love. Think about that for a second, guys. The girl swiped right on this guy because she obviously found him physically attractive. But as soon as she learned about his inexperience, she ghosted him. But she made sure she got fed first. This guy could be a high earner, live a great life, and all the rest of that. But modern women disqualify men like this just because they don't have enough sexual experience with women. This is exactly why my 35-35 rule exists. Before any man in the West gets into a committed relationship, he needs to be at least 35 years old and have clapped the cheeks of at least 35 different women. Myron Gaines endorses a 50 lay count, and I can't say I disagree with that number either. The solution for 6 Rabbit here is twofold. Number 1, if you need a sexual boot camp, just head to the Bunny Ranch 6 miles east of Carson City, Nevada, in Lyon County, where ladies of the night are legal. Number 2, 6 Rabbits needs to read up on law number 3 of the 49 Laws of Sharp.
Law number 3, never feed her before you fuck her. Foodie call is a recent moniker invented to humorize the deceitful act of a female going on a date with a man she is not romantically interested in, unbeknownst to the man, for the sole purpose of getting a free meal. There are laws against false advertising and false representation that come with stiff penalties, yet today's women willfully, wantonly, and brazenly engage in this activity with impunity on a regular basis. This act takes advantage of a man's provider instincts and his sexual desires, which makes it easy for women to feed themselves on another man's dime while misleading them about their true intentions. Abiding by this law will help you steer clear of this trap, saving you money, and most of all, save your time.
To get your hands on all 49 laws, go to donovansharp.com/49laws, where you'll find video, audio, and ebook versions of the laws. Modern women are always chastising men for being quote-unquote shallow, for wanting women who are not obese and unsightly, but then in the same breath talk about their irrational fear of having a less than stellar sexual experience with an inexperienced man? Yeah, that's not shallow at all.
What are people like me supposed to do? Were there relationship internships I was supposed to apply for or something?
This is why I feel bad for this guy. He is positively clueless as to what to do in a situation. Yeah, he's got a few things working against him, but they can all be fixed and or mitigated. Now, there's nothing he can do about being Asian, but if he hits the weight room and puts on some muscle, he'll go from looking like the typical Asian man to modern women to jumping on their radar as a possible top 10%er. As far as his lisp is concerned, he can get speech therapy for that. So now you guys are probably thinking, Jesus Christ, Donovan, this is a lot. And you would be right. So at this point, you and other men like 6 Rabbit have to ask yourselves a very important question. You guys need to ask yourselves if being indirectly honest about your sexual past, buying a bunch of books and courses to learn to talk to women, getting a speech therapist, and visiting a brothel so you're not completely clueless in the bedroom is even worth doing to be attractive to women who are depreciating in value by the minute? If the answer is yes, I welcome you to my community with open arms. Do the things I've instructed in this video and keep improving as a man. If the answer is no, I still welcome you to my community with open arms. But like the men who answered yes, I can still offer you a different solution. Move abroad. Look guys, I have been incredibly hard on MGTOWs and passport bros for years, but my view has changed. I've been out of the game for years, but being a part of this community has allowed me to have a front row seat to the rapid deterioration of today's dating market. I do not blame any man who wants to get the hell out of this toxic cesspool of women to seek better options elsewhere. And the best way to do that is to enroll in a course that I'm an affiliate for, and that is MLD and David Bond's Passport Bro course. MLD and I go back a long way, and even though we've taken different paths in life, we both understand one fundamental truth about modern women in the West. The juice isn't worth the squeeze. Not anymore anyway. The Passport Bros course doesn't just show you how to become successful with women overseas. The guys will teach you how to avoid traps, getting robbed, finessed, and taken advantage of. Yes, there are unscrupulous women all over the world. The difference is that there is a far higher concentration of them here in the West, which is why more and more men are leaving. The guys will also have a licensed attorney on hand to show you how the passport laws work as they relate to visas or any other legalities you need to know and understand. Now, I don't have time to list all the extras you'll get, but the long and the short of it is that MLD and David will show you how to thrive overseas. Other courses just tell you to get your passport and go get laid. That's just sex tourism, and you can get that content for free. This course will show you how to become a complete international man in a safe, sober, and sustainable way. So if you're serious about changing your life and becoming an international man, you've got to enroll now through my affiliate link in the description. Enrollment ends Friday, so don't wait. It is plainly obvious to me that men are beginning to wake up and take action to counteract this lopsided dating market. Whether they are self-improving here in the States or kicking it with the passport bros abroad, more and more guys are starting to get off their asses and doing something to change their station in life. 6 Rabbit, my sincere thanks for putting this video out, man. And if you see this response, please hit me up. TSR@donovansharp.com. Again, that is TSR@donovansharp.com. Just send me a picture with you holding a piece of paper with my name on it, and I will give you access to my entire course catalog, all my books, all my courses, and a free ticket to the Conference of Masculine Excellence. That is a $4,000 value, my friend. If you guys want to see me react to F-Boy Island, New Zealand, come on over to Rumble at 3 p.m. later today. Drop me a super thanks if you like this format. Drop me a comment and tell me what you think, and hit the like button to get me out of YouTube jail. And if anybody knows 6 Rabbit, tell him I love to talk to him. Thanks for watching.